Hey Angels, if you didn't see our last grading reveal, we sent 100 cards off to Acegrading company in the United Kingdom. This massive box arrived at the doorstep once all 100 cards were graded and encapsulated. This was our biggest submission, so my girlfriend decided to get some of her cards graded as well, and this is from her personal collection. This is part 2 of my girlfriend's submission, so if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you click that drop down box up top to view that video there. Well, we are a few weeks into 2026 and it's time for us to go on a holiday. That's right, the Arctic Angels team is headed to Japan, and this will be our last video for a while, at least in the long form. All orders made after the 23rd of January 2026 will not be posted until we return, which is around the 25th of February 2026. For now though, you can still get your next ace graded card at arcticvault.com.au. However, you will not be able to get any from this video as they are from the personal collection. In any event, let's get into this and go old school with this Jolteon from Jungle. Unfortunately, the holo on this one has been very severely scratched, and so we're not going to expect anything around the 7, 8, 9, 10 mark, to be honest. And this is quite an old card coming out in around, I think it's 1998 off the top of my head, but I could be wrong and we'll fact check that one. But no, this is a very old card, and we are going vintage today with a few of these cards because they have stood the test of time essentially, and so we wanted to see how well they have survived. And looking at the back here, it's also looking pretty clean. There is a lot of whitening going on at the edges there, so definitely nothing contending for a high grade, but let's see if we can get something good out of it. At least the label should be good, hopefully, but we'll see.
3, 2, 1, go!
And there you have it, it's a 5. Not too great, excellent condition according to the grading scheme. A 5 is really not what we were hoping for. We wanted to, honestly wanted a 7 at best, but 5 is what it is, so we'll take it. And that label looks insane. It's following the holo and absolutely looks crazy. I'm going to give that label 7 out of 10. Monetary wise, we definitely have lost hitting only an ace 5, but look how expensive a 10 would be, $9,400. But we have to keep moving on to this Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales Shiny. That's a very long name, in fact. So what we've got here is my girlfriend's, one of her favorite Pokemon is Vulpix and Ninetales, especially from Alola. And so this is a shiny Alolan Ninetales. And looking at the card, it was pretty clean, to be honest. It's a mid-era card. There's no whitening around the edges on the front at least. Centering was pretty good. It's always hard to tell on that one. It is looking quite crisp, I must say. It's nice. It's nothing too much on the edges there. The borders might be a bit thicker on the left compared to the right, but very slight. And a few white dots at least going on at the bottom of the card. I mean, I could be wrong because it's on the sleeve, and that's the one thing that I'm hoping for, is I'm looking at this photo as it's on the sleeve, and that's just on the white spots of the sleeve. So if that is the sleeve, we could still hit a 10. Let's see.
3, 2, 1, go!
It is in fact a 10, and that must mean that everything that I was looking at is actually on the sleeve itself. And I know I should take photos of these without the sleeves, because that doesn't really help you guys play along, and I've learned my lesson, and so I will be taking them out of sleeves from here on out. Hopefully I remember that. But looking at the prices, 55 for all, 9 would have been 60, and 10 is 150, so there wasn't much wiggle room. I like Ninetales, it's a cool card, but that ace label there, I'm going to give that one a 5 out of 10, it's very standard. Next up, we have another Ninetales. This is a rainbow rare, another Alolan Ninetales again. The reason is that she loves Alolan Ninetales and the Alolan Vulpix. This is a rainbow card and very hard to find, so hopefully we get a good score. This front is looking quite good. It's textured as well, so how much damage to the texture has happened will also be a factor into this. Centering is always hard for me to tell on these ones because of how that line goes through the border. I'm going to pray it's something good. I genuinely don't know. And we turn it over to the back, and we've got a very clean looking back. At least the edges are fine, the corners are fine, the top at least. And so we've got no major whitening going on the back, and on the sleeve there you can see there's a bit of white spots. I'm 90% certain that's from the outside of the case, so it's not actually on the card. And well, I should say that I hope it is, because that will definitely affect the score of this card if it is in fact on the actual card. But this is a great Pokemon. Let's see how this one goes.
3, 2, 1, go!
And we've hit an 8, so it must have been on the card, the whitening, and centering must be a bit off because it's hard to tell with these rainbows. But looking at that label, oh, I don't mind that label. It's a bit weird, it's a bit wacky, it's a bit not usual, so I'm going to give that one a 6 out of 10 for the label there. But looking at the prices, $100 for all, 9 would have been 150, and 340 for a 10, so this one was definitely a bit of a loss in terms of monetary gain. But the next card up we have is this vintage Vaporeon from Jungle as well, and this is the holo version of it, of an unlimited as well. It's not first edition, neither of them were first editions, but as you can see up close, the scratches on this one is unfortunately very prominent and very easy to see, so definitely not going to hit something amazing, and we understood that when we submitted these because it was very clear that this was never going to hit a 10, but it preserves it for what it is in its current condition, and so that's what the girlfriend wanted to do. But looking at this one, we're going to hopefully see something better than a 5, but let's not get our hopes up.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, it's another 5, that's not great. And the bubble look? Oh no, that's a bit basic, Ace. Come on, I can't expect it better for a label, for a Vaporeon as well. But no, this is a very sad result. Raw $35, so we're losing value, which we expected anyways, but in a 10, 16,000, look at that. Jungle being one of the second set that came out is obviously going to fetch you a higher price, and that's what we're seeing there. Wow, if only we got a 10, hey? That would have been great. But anyways, we move on to the next Pokemon, which is this Dialga GX Rainbow. She really loves the rainbows as well. And looking up close, this is also textured. It's got a bit going on there. Corners are looking fine, sides are looking fine, the face of it looks fine. Again, I didn't really inspect these too close when I sent them off to grading because it was for her personal collection, so it didn't really matter what grade it got. We just wanted to add it into the submission, so that's what we did. But this is looking pretty clean on the front. Looking at the back though, centering's pretty good. Corners are looking fine, the sides are looking fine, top's looking fine. Nothing too major to worry about there. As we look down closer, no white specks to be seen. I stand corrected as we finally scroll lower, but I do believe there are some white specks on the outside of the case rather than the inside, but that's just my first glance at least, so hopefully.
3, 2, 1, go!
And it's a 7, not what we wanted at all. Near mint, so I'm guessing the front is actually much more damaged than I had realized, and you have to understand, for me, I'm eyeballing all this. I don't use AI, I don't use a microscope or anything. It's pure eyeball to try and guess what grades we're going to get. But looking at the numbers, 10 for raw, 750 bucks, that's a big loss, and 10 would have got us $265, and that label there, not that great. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. So let's see what this Regidrago from Silver Tempest can do for us. This is an amazing card. Look at the detail on this card. It's insane. It is textured, but look at the art back from the Sword and Shield era, so not too long ago. I think it's about 5 years old. And looking up close, it looks pretty dang centered. Left is actually quite a bit thinner than the right border. I'm thinking it will fall within the 60-40 requirement. Top to bottom looks pretty even, but left is definitely thinner than the right, so we might get penalized for that one there. And again, you can see that the border's definitely not even there, but if it's within the 40-60 ratio, Ace can still grant it a 10 if it was clean. And this card was pulled from the pack, so we have a good chance of getting ourselves a 10 here, hopefully. No white spots, corners are looking crispy, and those edges are looking sharp. So I think we're definitely in with a shout at least of getting a 10, but let's find out and see.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, it is a 10. There we go. First 10 of the day. And that one there, yeah, you can definitely see that left border is thinner than the right, but that label is insane. It's extending the building from the tree trunk, I should say, into the building, and that one, I think that's a great artwork. I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10 for the Ace label, but looking at the numbers, 30 raw, 9 is a 30, 120 gone up quite a lot when we hit the 10 there as well. Next up is an amazing card that we pulled from a pack we got at Target. This is the one and only Paldea Evolved Magikarp. Wow, an insane card. One of the chasers of the Paldean Evolutions line, and it has got crazy art on that. Look at it there. It was packed fresh, straight into a sleeve. We couldn't believe it when we opened it, and it looks amazing. It looked really clean. There's nothing wrong with the edges. It went straight into a sleeve. There's just nothing that we thought that was wrong with it. We protected it with our lives and sacrificed a lot of blood to get this one here. And looking at the back, the corners look fine. They look normally like how they would normally be cut. The centering might be a little off. That right border is definitely looking a bit thinner than that left, so we might get pinged for that one there. But the bottom corners, let's have a look. Yep, no, they're still fine, so I can't imagine that this would get too bad a score. There's no whitening anywhere on the card itself. The sides are all looking fine and crisp, so hopefully we get another 10 and keep the streak alive.
3, 2, 1, go!
This has got to be the biggest disappointment I've ever seen. It's an 8. Not at all what we wanted to see. This is a brilliant card. Look at that, $2,000 if we hit a 10. Absolutely fantastic. But an 8 is absolute rubbish. So not happy with that one at all. In terms of the label though, I really like it. So I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10 as well for the label, because you get the little moon. However, that's a sad, sad day. Next up is this awesome, mischievous Pichu. He's running around having fun in the streets of Japan, chilling, causing mayhem at the end of the day. So that's what Pichu does. That's the best thing ever. Look how cool that art is though, with the trainer in the background, and it's like a Pokédex entry style photo, and the writing is in Japanese. So as you can tell, this is Japanese cards. We don't usually submit Japanese cards to Ace, but this was for the personal collection, so we made the exception since it was not for being sold. Looking at the back, it's also quite clean. There was nothing there. The edges look fine. The borders are really different on the back because of how they sort of granulate them into each other with Japanese cards, so it's always hard to tell, but that looked fine to me, at least from my eyes perspective, I should say. And the bottom corners are also looking fine. The bottom's looking fine. The centering looks good. For those who are wondering whether or not to buy Japanese cards, I always say Japanese is much cheaper and generally a lot better quality than its English counterpart. But anyways, we might be in for a shout here for our first Japanese card to get a 10.
3, 2, 1, go!
And there it is. It is a 10. It's a fantastic card, and let's have a look at that label. It's really unique. I can't say I ever pictured that this is what the label would look like once it's all done and said. So that's what the artist decided to do. I'm going to give that one another 8 out of 10 for the label itself. But looking at the numbers, 35 raw, 65 9, and 110 for the Japanese mischievous Pichu card. And the reason why we don't usually send in the Japanese cards for grading is purely because Japanese, even in a 10, don't always shoot for a very high value after we grade it, so there's just a cost of grading versus that. That's why. Next up is the Latios GX Rainbow. Again, the missus loves the rainbow. This is actually picked up in Melbourne, and if you haven't seen that video, we went to the Melbourne convention. That was a trading card event, and bought this one from the shop, and she happened to see it before I did, because I would have bought it if she had not. And so that's why I'm a bit jealous that she got to get this one, and if it gets 10 I'll be even more jealous because I really wanted it. But as we all know, it's ladies first in every way, shape and form. But looking at the back, the left hand border does tend to look a bit thinner than the right, I must say. Possible speck at the bottom as well. I can't tell if that's on the outside case. But this is looking a very clean card overall. The sides were looking fine, relatively modern, nothing, no creases. So this card's got a clean front, it's got a very clean back. Let's pray that my eyesight is not terrible and we land the Gemmint 10. Come on, let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
And it's a 9, so that is an interesting choice for the label. I can't see how it matches, but I guess how do you match that? It's a very plain card. So I'm going to give that one a 7 just for the effort and the little like sun thing going on there. 7 out of 10 for the label, but let's look at those numbers. 83 raw, 960, and a 10, $390, so not bad at all. We did lose a bit of money, but that is how it is sometimes. And so we have to just keep moving on. But next up we have a really cute card, the Pichu Bros. Yes, my missus loves Pichu as well, if you haven't noticed by the 3 different Pichus that were graded in this video. But the Pichu Bros is 2 little Pichus chilling, having fun, looking happy, and it's an amazing card overall. coming back from 2006. This would make it, oh, it's like 20 years old. That's crazy. And this card, we found it in the shop in a pile of bulk, so we picked it up, and it's looking pretty clean considering it's 20 years old, I must say. Like, there was no major markings, there was no bends, no creases, there's not much whitening. Well, I shouldn't say not much, I can't see any whitening, at least from the eyeballs. This is a very unique card, and one that had to be added to the personal collection because it's just not something you'd see every day. It is old, so we have to take into consideration all the chips that have been made that I cannot see with my eyes. But let's see.
3, 2, 1, go!
Near Mint 7, not what we were hoping for unfortunately, but that is how the cookie crumbles. Peachy Bros, thank you, that's a really cute card, and the label just matches it so perfectly well. I'm going to give that label an 8 for matching so very well and getting the colour accuracy correct. So I'm happy with that one. Raw 55, A7, $60, so we didn't take an L there. 10 would have been $1,000. It is 20 years old, so getting a 7, we're very happy with that. No issues with that whatsoever. It's an amazing card, a rare card. You don't see that every day these days. But that is all for this video, guys. Make sure you comment down below how many you guessed correctly, and the final scores for us two guessing was Arctic hit the 5 mark and Angel got 6 correct. 6 out of 10, not bad. 5 out of 10, that's a 50% rate, so we're looking alright with our guessing, trying to get better every time, but we're always just eyeballing it more than anything. Again, another reminder, all orders made after the 23rd of January 2026 will only be posted after the 25th of February 2026, and that is because we are going away for a holiday and to collect some unique Japanese items for our shop that you can get at arcticvault.com.au. But this is the next set of cards that you can be excited to see. These are the ones that are for sale at the moment, and we will release a new video upon our return showing off these cards. So thanks for watching everyone, keep cool angels, bye.